Like, my content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. To the genuine ones, moments, attention, I truly hope all is well in your end, and I say that respectfully. Gang stalking is real social household. You're not doing it for likes and views or cloud chasing. Always be yourself and moments, attention. Today is currently August 22nd, 2025, and I say this respectfully. Regardless they have a shadow banned or not, at the end of the day, I'm not going to stop being my authentic self. I was part of a hate crime, and they trying to blackmail me against me to pay me out to be the villain in their story. They don't want folks to hear my story. The gang stalking is real. Or because of being authentic, truly bother their mental health. Being yourself, speaking up for yourself, certain folks will call you mentally unstable. This type of stuff actually happens in the norm at the end of the day because it became certain folks' norm. They said God not real, but God was paying attention. Standing up for yourself when God truly showed you balance and go within understand communication. I never had hate in my family when I respect my neighbor. They didn't have to pretend to be somebody I truly wasn't authentic. You try to project the hate train, but I understood my chain. I understood my chain of thought at the end of the day. I pray for my neighbor, not against my neighbor. I don't worship the devil. We on two different levels. How folks with those spoke against you in a toxic way make you so uncomfortable, so you won't understand your own vocabulary to go with it. I'm my biggest cheerleader when they try to dim my light. Getting discouraged, hold on one second, I continue to treat myself right. Regardless if I came from poverty and pain, regardless of my last doubt, at the end of the day, God still make things happen when I least expect it, pointing me in the right direction, understanding growth at the end of the day. Hold on one second, I wasn't trying to lose myself. You try to pay me at the beast, I truly wasn't, but I truly had potential when I was never your issue. Do you really need a tissue? No, the trade over me. I don't know what's wrong with these people when it comes to their issue. How they project their mental illness on you, saying that you mentally unstable because you was being truthful. They didn't want you to take the narrative at the end of the day, being respectful, respecting the fact at the end of the day, folks putting respect on your name. They didn't want to carry that way at the end of the day. They lack self-control when it comes to discipline, when they come to their bad habits. Only was they had to create a hate train. You know, gang stalking is real. Individuals will hack your device to gang stalk. You have the next door neighbor, different tags bracket, trying to blackmail you against you, or because you're willing to choose you. Never give up on yourself. Good day, bad day, or misunderstand day. I'm nice on respect. Regardless if you got me shadow banned or not, and regardless of your tags bracket, I would never stop loving myself, and I say that respectfully. Didn't have to pretend. I was part of a hate crime, and I don't got a lot at the end of the day. But you try to discourage me to dim my light because I believe in my faith. The numbers ain't making sense. How I go from this to that at the end of the day. But hold on one second. You was working behind the scenes to try to pay me out to be the villain in your story, so you could project this story to innocent people at the end of the day that had nothing to do with your one-sided conversation to try to dim my light. But I still believed in my faith. Authentic, that bothered your mental health. How this type of stuff actually happens when you have to get out of character, when they want you to be a crash out. Always be yourself and with intentions. I'm nice and respected. I'm my biggest cheerleader, and I say that respectfully. You know, when someone threatens your life that nobody's going to hear you, see you, or respect you at the end of the day, never give up on yourself, and I say that respectfully. Loving yourself is not a crime. It's not. And I don't worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. They said nobody sees you, hears you, respects you. But hold on one second, that confidence is different and having insecurity problems, even when you was throwing me the evil lie with your malicious intentions having as. No, Evan, trade on me. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Entertainment purposes only. No, Evan, trade over me. You know when you mind your business and mind your business trying to start your day and your ass is moving too fast or whatever the case may be, and not only you moving a little bit too fast, but you decide to leave your fucking keys in the house by accident. Ah! No, it's really train of thought for me. You know how much it costs to get a motherfucker to come to your household at the end of the day just to open a motherfucking doorknob at the end of the day that looks so simple? I didn't sign up for this bullshit. I swear I didn't sign up for this bullshit. The motherfucker estimate going to about some 250 and better. I wasn't trying to understand your weather. No, it's really trying to throw for me. When you realize at the end of the day that you have a problem within a problem, and it really wasn't your problem, but you were just moving too fast, and then you realize, hold on one second, you was not mentally unstable, but hold on one second. When it comes to conversations like this, I would never lock a goddamn door ever again. As a train over me. That's how the fuck you feeling at the end of the day. Why the fuck do I gotta pay you so much just to open a simple ass doorknob? When you realize in the day you gotta call your peoples, whatever the case may be. You said your uncle do half prices and stuff. Where they at? No, they haven't checked over me. You know when you got one of those family members or associates or friends or whatever the case may be that do the 5 for the 5 when you know what it means with the 5 for the 5 actually mean $50. No, they haven't checked over me. Listen, they gonna open that motherfucking door with no motherfucking prize, let no hesitation. I gotta go. It's checked over me. When you realize you call up the locksmith department or whatever the case may be, hey, how you doing? You know, you want a good page with them and shit. Like, you know what? I had a little misunderstanding with myself when I entered a certain room or a door or whatever the case may be, and I forgot a key or whatever the case may be. And, you know, they start to explain the pricing and stuff, and you start to reevaluate what your mental health is. You've been so speechless with them being speechless to try to figure out your mental health is you coming or going? No, I want y'all to disturb my peace, but can you repeat that sentence again, please? No, it's really trying to throw me. You ever had to ask a motherfucker to repeat themselves, not to be rude and no disrespect or nothing like that? Only just to be on the same page? So you mean to tell me that for you just to come with a master key and I'm not asking you to replace anything for me, you charging me how much? This motherfucker said $400-500. Oh, let me tell you something. At the end of the day, if you a mother, a single mother, whatever case may be, that's a lot to you. You know what I'm saying? If you really ain't got it like that, then that's a lot to you. And you trying to figure out your mental health. Like, hold on one second. It's just one door. So you mean to tell me you trying to figure out are they gonna replace the doorknob too in the process? Like how does this work at the end of the day? Because you're gonna open the door, then you're gonna replace the doorknob because for $400, like that sounds like a whole service within a service just to open one door. No, Evan, straight from I just thought it was bullshit. I'm not even respecting my content is not for everybody. I may not be entertainment to the average person, but I'm not for you, and that's okay. You know, gang stalking is real. Folks will hack your devices and try to blackmail you against you and have you shadow banned or pay this person to paint you out to be something that you're truly not. I will always be myself, Nigel, of respect, regardless of you sending me evil eye. I was part of a hate crime, and one thing I don't have to do is lie at the end of the day because of someone's insecurity problems. I'm nice and respect, and I do not live in fear, and I say that respectfully. It was more so far from pretending, being authentic. It was the he say, she say, don't dim my light. That's what I wasn't trying to go down that route that day. They would never understand my vocabulary from my A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Yeah, I said that respectfully. I was only moving accordingly. You had hidden Moses throwing the left eye. You know, the left, when it came to your right, you didn't even know how you didn't even know if he was coming or going when it came to the evil eye. It'd be the train of thought for me. I wasn't trying to fit in when you said I wasn't equal. You know, in your book at the end of the day, because I wasn't trying to be part of the hate train. You wanted the energy harvest off my energy because I truly had potential when you said I was truly not your issue, but you made me an issue at the end of the day. Paid me out to be the villain in your story because you don't understand your own mistakes. It be the train of thought for me. The lack of self-control, what happened to your discipline, being real, authentic, what happened to your unconditional love, finding peace within. Your vocabulary when it came to your unconditional love was to make sure you kick the next person down and see them frown. But God picked that baby up at the end of the day, not to see them down. You know, when that testimony is this different. You know, when that baby actually blossoms, even when they get lost in their words, they was far from a fool at the end of the day. When a parent is actually rooting them on, like the heavenly mother and father, God, at the energy is different. Regardless where that child came from, that household wasn't for them. Folks in their community truly wasn't for them, but they wasn't trying to be misled, blindsided, because God was truly paying attention, let alone when the evil eye was being thrown at them. Folks was throwing spoke in a toxic way. That communication hits different when you understand the, hold on one second, I loved myself not to do me wrong. I loved myself not to do me wrong. Yeah, that energy is different. Not to do me wrong. When you wanted me to lose my soul, when it came to being a crash out with your bad habits, you was projecting on me because I understood discipline. Something that you couldn't relate to was balance gone within. You know, your mask was falling off slowly but surely. All because of the fact that confidence was in lie within you to step out on faith that day, being authentic, trying to take someone else's swag, but you couldn't match up the energy. You know, actually walking in someone's shoes because it would truly make you uncomfortable. You probably would psych yourself out your free will. You know, and I say that respectfully because you would never understand someone's walk of life. Even if you sit there and take notes at the end of the day, you would never understand how God was treating them right. That baby actually healed to go within, regardless how old they was. Still healing trauma and pain. You would never understand growth when it comes to staying in your lane. It be the train of thought for me how folks be projecting and swear that they know you. All because they had one conversation when it comes to hold on 1 second. You look nice today.
No, the trick on me, Lord Jesus. I don't know what's wrong with these people either.
How this type of stuff actually happens. When you truly woke, don't get discouraged. It's gonna be folks sending you the evil lie, let alone throwing spoke in a toxic way when it come to hate train. Gang stalking you right to left, but you truly have potential to understand a better day. Always be yourself, no intentions. I do not live in fear, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. They have me shadow banned, and one thing I don't gotta do is lie. At the end of the day, I was part of a hate crime, and one thing I don't have to do is have insecurity problems. Because you lack self-control when it came to discipline and staying in your lane. How you hacked my devices. I'm still healing from 7/31/2025. You don't want my voice to be heard, so you in the background blackmailing me against me to make sure my numbers don't elevate. How my numbers is really bigger than what it's supposed to be. What I saw that day, only if you knew. Hold on 1 second, I didn't have to pretend. The judge is trying to figure out your mental health. And hold on 1 second, she was far from slow. But something was mentally wrong with you when you said you was truly woke. Because the math ain't had enough. You was the one that was playing with my numbers when it came to your vocabulary going within. Said I was a weak-ass BITCH at the end of the day because you tried to take my kindness or weakness. How this type of stuff actually happens. Shouldn't have thought for me. Don't dim your light, neighbor, 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 neighbor. Don't dim your light, neighbor, 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 neighbor. Don't dim your light, neighbor, 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 neighbor. I'm far from a hater. How these weak bitches and dudes energy harvest off your energy, then trying to paint you to be mentally unstable.
No, the trick though for me.
How they project spell with a hate train. What happened to your insecurities? They lie within you. You had insecurity problems. Because if you didn't, at the end of the day, you wouldn't try to take the next person down and energy harvest off their energy, let alone sending them an evil lie when it comes to your hate train. How this type of stuff happens, you talking about you elevating off of someone else's pain. How you trying to be something that you truly not? You a copycat. You can't duplicate the authentic one. And I say that respectfully because there's only one of them. They only original, with God's blueprint. We don't pray the same because God was never for sale when that child of God was keeping it real. I would never hurt myself, good day, bad day, or misunderstand they regardless in the background trying to blackmail me against me. Gang stalking is real. It's individuals that's controlling my channel and that has me blackmailed multiple times already in the past, and they still doing it to this day. And one thing I don't do is live in fear. And I say that respectfully. I didn't have to bother you people, but because I spoke up for myself, now I'm mentally unstable. How you try to rob me mentally, physically, spiritually, and financially, energy, harvest off my energy, then you try to pay me out to be the villain in your story, to control the narrative. I never signed up for your one-sided ass contract at the end of the day. You said nobody's going to hear my voice, but I was far from pretending to be inauthentic. Shouldn't have thought for me. Any negative energy sending the evil law return back to sin, and I say that respectfully, with your dead weight when it comes to your lack of self-control. We may not pray the same, but I was far from a hater. I know how to respect my neighbor, never had to pretend to be authentic. It'd be the train of thought for me. How gang stalking is real. Just because it's not happening in your household, it's happening in someone's household. They're not doing it for likes and views or clout chasing or fame, and I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. I never gave nobody permission to use my personal information as that personal use. And no courthouse, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. And I say that respectfully. Or to use my personal information to cash any check, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. How folks hack my emails and paying themselves to be me. How folks hack my devices to gang stalk me, watching my every move, paying this person, paying that person, different tax brackets. At the end of the day, I'm not going to keep speaking up for me. I'm going to forever continue to speak up for me. Because it's someone that you did that to at the end of the day, you shortchanged them in their mental health. You said them in their free will. That was child of God. And they ain't have to do you wrong besides be real. So that you couldn't understand it was holding your own weight and I don't mean narcotics. And I say that respectfully, projecting pain. How this type of stuff actually happens because folks is jealous and envy at the end of the day. Folks swear that you want their spot, but that was never the case. You just knew how to be authentic that bothered their mental health. Never stop being yourself when they try to shortchange something they can't relate to. What's going within. It's currently 6/22, August 22nd, 2025. And I would never hurt myself, and I never gave no next door neighbor and no tax bracket permission to use my creativity, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. How folks would hack your devices and act like they having conversations with people and not imposing as you or posing as you when it comes to conducting business and the conversations that you never had, and it's conversations that you never signed up for. How this type of stuff is actually happening. One thing I don't do is run from he say, she say, because I can repeat everything that I said, regardless if the walls is talking back or not. And one thing I don't do is run from my past, and I say that respectfully, regardless if someone lied on me or not. We don't pray the same, but I don't got hate in my vein. You got me shadow banned. You gang stalk me, hack my devices, and trying to pay me out to be the villain of your story. Trying to pay me out to be mentally unstable, but who the fuck does that? It's a trade off of me. How you hack someone's devices, gang stalk them, pay this person, pay that person, and then you said someone's mentally unstable? It's the trade off me. You did that check. No, it's a trade off me. And the cyborg somewhere. That's what you projected on me. You try to get me locked up when you hack my device to lie on me. One thing I never had to do is be authentic so that you can relate to what's understanding your self-worth when it comes to your growth. I never gave nobody permission to tell my story better than me. It's a train of thought for me. How folks want your trauma so bad, but they can't even walk a day in your shoes. Trying to destiny swipe with you. But you would have to start all the way from the beginning to understand what I went through. And I say that respectfully. You cannot be somebody that you're not. Regardless if you got me shadow banned or not, and you're monitoring my channel when I go live or whatever the case may be. And one thing I don't have to do is lie. Because God sees everything and I don't worship the devil. You know, when God sends the right people into your life, especially two-way street, I never gave nobody permission to control my channel the way they're controlling it right now. It should be no reason why I shouldn't be able to see my viewers. It should be no reason why I'm exiting it out at the end of the day. And I can't see. Because you're working it behind the scenes. And it's crazy to know that I could have a seat with somebody and their YouTube channel is working perfectly fine with no errors. But then when it comes to my channel, it's like it's a problem because you're behind the scenes. And the judge said, you're not mentally unstable. Everybody has good and bad days and misunderstanding days, but someone is manipulating your channel. Someone is in the background doing things that they're not supposed to be doing and trying to paint you out to be unstable. And they're not supposed to be talking to certain people in certain departments, getting your information to blackmail you against you. And especially when someone's supposed to be conducting themselves at a job site, they're supposed to take an oath at the end of the day. What's private within the company is supposed to be private within the company. Not everybody's supposed to know your business. It'd be the train of thought for me. Always be yourself and no intentions. I do not live in fear regardless to who's on my side, who believes me or not at the end of the day. I don't live in fear. I'm far from a copycat. I know how to put respect on my neighbor's name. Good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. And I know how to give credit when it's due. Giving my neighbor flowers. When it comes to my creativity, I give my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father, God. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend. You matter, you're worthy. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. Never allow someone to project fear in you. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. No mother or father should lose a child or a loved one because of the fact that someone lacks self-control when it comes to discipline. Regardless if you had a single-parent household or not. Respect is a two-way street, and I say that respectfully. My content is not for everybody. It's not. In regards to what job description that someone works at the end of the day, if someone threatens your life, that nobody's going to hear you or believe you at the end of the day, never stop speaking up for yourself because the right people see you, hear you, and respect you with no malicious intentions. And your voice does matter, especially when you never have malicious intentions towards that individual. Always be yourself with malicious intentions. When God sends the right people into your life, they're not sending you the evil law. They're not energy harvesting of your energy. They're not projecting spell work towards you. They're not hacking your devices. They're not gang stalking you. They're not projecting spell work towards you. They're not energy harvesting off your energy. They actually know how to respect you. They're not trying to steal your destiny at the end of the day because they got their own authenticity when it comes to their blueprint, their anointings. Regardless they came from poverty and pain, they're not looking at you like competition. We ain't the same.
No, that's the trade off for me. Always be yourself and no malicious intentions.
I'm not agent of respect, and my content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. I never signed up for nobody's one-sided ass contract, and I say that respectfully. Gang stalking is real towards your household. You're not doing it for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. I ain't my biggest cheerleader, regardless who's rooting for me or not. We ain't the same, and I'm far from a hater. I would never hurt myself, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I put everything in God's hands. Whoever's trying to rob me, whoever's trying to project a hate crime towards me, Whoever's trying to blackmail me against me to try to make me quiet, I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. Any negative energy return back to sender, and I say that respectfully. I don't worship the devil good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I worship the good God with no malicious intentions. We don't pray the same, but I never had hate in my vein. Peace to respect, sir, respect, your neighbor, stuff the bunch. You better on them, you like. Gotta go, neighbor, on them, you like. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend, humanity worthy. My content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. Thank you for your time. Have a good day. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. I always have since I started Instagram, and I say that respectfully. No third party ever, regardless in the background trying to blackmail me against me.